Hi, okay, so I couldn't get Teams to record nvivo working at all, so I've resorted to my phone in my tripod and taken a video of my actual laptop, so this hopefully it'll at least get you going on nvivo. So when you first open up nvivo, this is the page that you're going to get. You want to click here on New Project, and then you can put a name in for your project, so we can call it Data Test. And then you click on Next. On this next screen, I always make sure that the display save reminders are every 15 minutes, making sure that this box here is ticked as yes, and then you can create your project. So once we've got that up and running, so we don't need the tour. So on this page here, you're kind of over here in these files. So if you click on data, it closes down this section, open it up and click on files. This is where anything that you import is going to be. So at the top here, I click on import files. It will take you to your hard drive. So I am importing the conversation that Liz and Sarah you had. So click on there and open it up and then on import. So this page here, if you're only importing one file, you get the option here to edit. If you are importing more than one, then there are other ways of editing the name of the file, but in this case we can do it from here. So under our file tab here, we've got our interview or your conversation. So columns here you can expand in the same way as any Microsoft package, so you can see the full name of the file. So if you wanted to change this name, if you highlight it and then click on it, it will highlight it in a dark blue, and then you can click anywhere in that box and delete, change the name. So we'll just call it geoethnography as it is. Okay, so let's start with some data. I'm just waiting for this to do its stuff. So if you've got more than one file, they're all going to be listed down here, and then you can choose which one you want to go into. So we're going to double click on the one we want, and that will open up into the screen of the actual conversation. Now again, you can move these tabs around as well. If you want a bigger screen space, you can move it all across as you go. So there was a part of this that I wanted to look at, coding, and it was the bit where you were talking, that's too far, about your supervisors, which seemed quite a nice place to start. No, I don't think I missed it. I'll find it in a minute. Oh, here we go, it's this bit here. Okay, so this is where you were talking about supervisors. So to code a bit of the text, you highlight the bit that you want, a bit that's relevant. So here you're talking about supervisors being stunning, so we can type in supervisors were stunning in the bottom box here. So we go to code to, and then I click enter, and it will create the code. So the fact it's got codes in brackets shows that it's a code that's already been done. I'm then going to go and move to the next bit. So in the first you had two supervisors, quite relevant. So you can click in this box again to retype it. A quick way of doing it, sometimes you're trying to kind of abbreviate what's being said. I don't really need to abbreviate this. You can right click and copy and paste. Right click down in that bottom box and then right click and paste. So I've then created a new code. This is like I've typed it out. So the first year I had two supervisors, I hit return, and I've created another code. Okay, so the next bit I'm coding here is they were both incredibly passionate about my field. So again, I could click in here and type it, but actually I'm not going to say very much different. So I could copy and paste it. But you need to be careful here that you explain what it is. When you come back to this, you're not going to know who they are. It could be TPMs, it could be peers, it could be family. So I'm actually going to write that it's supervisors, so that I know that's in fact, I can't spell, but that's a supervisor. Right, let's try that again. It's because I'm leaning over my phone to type. Still can't spell. Okay, you get the idea. So supervisors were both incredibly passionate. Hit return, and we've created another code. So other than this bit, our main files here telling us that we've now got 3 codes in here, we can't really see where they are. If you go into highlight, all coding, that literally highlights the codes that you've already done. So if you close this down and come back to it, you can see where you are. You can carry on then highlighting your next bit. To see these codes, you want to come away from here into the organized coding, and in that tab codes, this is where all your codes are listed. So again, we can shuffle these columns over a little bit if you need to, so that you can see and read what's in them a little better. So here are the 3 codes we've created, and you can see clearly there are 3 codes here. These will be in alphabetical order. If you need to delete any of them, you've changed your mind about a code, if you right click and delete and then confirm yes, it will just delete that code, and you can see that it's also deleted from your actual main data set as well. If you wanted a code, you can't always remember what you've called them, because if you've got loads of codes going on, you can't always remember. There's a function in here called coding stripes, and if you click all, this function only has one use for me, and that's finding what you've called a code. So I always expand this out so you can see it clearly. Now, you can have the writing vertical. I prefer it horizontal so you can read what it's saying. So by each line, the codes will appear here. So if I create another code a bit further down, I'm just going to copy and paste it for ease of just creating any old code. And we can see that it will be highlighted in a sec, and it should appear in various places. Just thinking about it now. Okay, so what's happened now is that part is highlighted. We've got another code over in our list of codes, and the coding stripes has found that code for us here. As you scroll down, the codes go with it. So if you wanted to find out what you called this bit of code, you could then find it using coding stripes, and then go back into the codes on this column here, and it's in alphabetic order, so you can find which code it is, delete, amend, or whatever it is you're looking to do with it. So I'm going to close that down. That's just a bit of usefulness if you need it. If you want to edit any of these, it's the same as with the main file. Highlight it and then click it again, and it will go to edit. And then you can move the cursor around and edit if you need to. And I think that's probably enough to get you going on coding. You can code the same bit twice. So I might have found a particular bit here that I wanted to code separately, but actually the rest of the couple of sentences needed to be a separate code. So you can pick out certain bits. They can be words, they can be a particular sentence that stands out on its own, but it forms part of a bigger meaning. The other thing with coding is I never have anything that has the word and in. If you've got the word and, it should probably be 2 separate codes. So if you're saying something like the supervisors were friendly and very supportive doing my assignments, then that should be 2 codes, because you might find when you come to do the themes, they're in 2 separate themes. You don't want an and in there. But it's always useful to have a because. So if you're explaining a code, highlighting a little bit more of the text around it, so when you come back to it, you can see the context that it's in. That can always be really useful as well. So I'd suggest just having a go at the actual coding side of it. If you're not sure about anything, I will be studying till about 3 o'clock tomorrow. So I will be around on Teams if you need anything. And I hope this video is kind of in focus and not too wobbly. And at least give you a chance to get going on nvivo. Anyway, good luck with the coding, and I will catch up with you guys soon. Bye.